Good morning. From Honolulu, Hawaii, and it is Thursday, November 14th, 2013 at 3:20 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time. This is in support of the Kingdom of Hawaii, Hawaiian sovereignty. This is from when I was in high school in freshman year in the Gifted and Talented History class, October 31st, 1984. The title of my report the title of my report is Here Come the Haoles, and that's a pejorative word in Hawaii. When when Captain James Cook from Great Britain came to the islands, it was by accident. Okay, they were wanting to get a source of starch because there was the great potato famine in Ireland and England and um, in the Polynesian Triangle in the Pacific. I'm thinking, I think I'm right, I'm not sure, but from what I've learned up until now, um, there was breadfruit. That's what the natives ate in Tahiti, and it was a French colony. They accidentally discovered the Hawaiian Islands. Captain James Cook and his navigator is William Bligh. You know, um, the great mutiny on the Bounty. William Bligh. He who okay. So um, I want to say thank you to the Clinton administration for recognizing the illegal annexation of Hawaii into a territory of U.S. He officially apologized, the federal government, for it was illegal. Okay, so when James Cook, okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So when James Cook, British, met with the Hawaiians by accident during the time of the Makahiki, I think, celebration of Lono is the god of peace, and 6 months of the year, the ancient Hawaiians prayed to give thanks to or prayed to Lono, and the other 6 months was the god of war, Ku, 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 and then peace, Lono, L-O-O-N-O. Okay, now the main cause. Oh, so when the Hollies, sorry, so when James Cook, it's pejorative, you're not supposed to say Holly. Sorry. So James Cook met with the Hawaiians, they shook hands, but in ancient Hawaii, you go close to the forehead and exchange breath. Ha, breath. Ole, nothing, means nothing. So kind of confusing. Okay, who are these people? So the main cause, here it starts off. Okay, so the main cause of the decline of the ancient Hawaiian Kapu system, or you call it Tabu in America, but the original is Kapu, Kapu system, was the import of foreigners, beginning with the arrival of Captain Cook's expeditions. During the last quarter of the 18th century, the Hawaiian Islands were visited by people from Europe and America. That's why our flag is the red, white stripes, and in the corner, the Union Jack. That's British. Okay, during the last quarter of the 18th century, the Hawaiian Islands were visited by people from Europe and America. Over the ensuing years, some visitors stayed on as permanent residents. The import of the foreigners' culture was inevitable. The main carriers of the foreign culture were the traders, TRADERS, bartering goods, and the missionaries. When Kamehameha the First lived, and there is some controversy that he ever existed, because when you conquer a nation, when you want their resources, like for us, it was for not us. I'm not Hawaiian. For Hawaii, sandalwood. They wanted our sandalwood and other things too. Our koa wood, too, I believe. And koa wood is so rare. It's a hardwood, but it starts off beautifully blonde and then turns darker as it ages. Sorry. So what you do is, and especially to a culture that is uh, oral history rather than written history, is you teach them a foreign language, English. You abolish. They can't say it's illegal for them to speak their language, and then you tell them what their history is. Sorry, I'm looking mean. Pardon. Sorry. Okay, but that's a theory that I have. Okay. Um, so during the last quarter of the 18th century, right? Okay. So when Kamehameha the First lived, no one would dare to voice their doubts about the gods, because the king was very conservative in religious matters. After King Kamehameha the First died, King Liholiho took the throne. That's a male person. Liholiho is a man. Yes, of course, king. Okay, shut up. Okay, sorry. But with the introduction, serious. But with the introduction of alcohol by the foreigners, King Liholiho was a weak ruler and had Ka'ahumanu as premier. Queen Ka'ahumanu. We believe, I think maybe they were brother and sister. I think so. I have to double check that. So Queen Ka'ahumanu, the premier, wanted to break the Kapu against men and women eating together, because they ate apart. Um, Cultures that, according to Western, um, man's rise to a man's rise to civilization. Peter Farb, Native Americans, the most superstitious group of people were the ones who were the most abundant in resources, in a lot of things, a lot of trees, plants, food, and everything. They were the most superstitious. And the ones that were happiest had barely anything, like the Hopi Indians, but I'm not sure what they called themselves. Okay, so King Liholiho is during the Victorian age. If you see paintings of him, he's wearing the high collar, and ruffled shirt. So England, the UK, and Russia, they had to protect the bloodline. They believed in that. So what they had was cousins and brothers and sisters. They had intermarriage within the family, which caused hemophilia. Okay, they already knew that, and they took that and knew that it was wrong. They figured out it was wrong, but they did that to the Hawaiian people. So isn't that horrible? Horrible, horrible. Okay, after Kamehameha first died, King Liho took the throne. Greek ruler. So she wanted to break against Kapu's system, and women eating together, because the men were allowed to eat bananas, but the women were not allowed to eat it. I think it's because it's a phallic symbol, but I'm not sure. I could be wrong. But just to give you an idea, coconuts, another thing they can't eat. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Um, After Kamehameha first died, um, King Liholiho took the throne, but with the introduction of alcohol, oh, sorry, wrong, alcohol, by the foreigners, Liholiho was a weak ruler and had Ka'ahuma. Oh wait, it was a weak ruler. Had Queen. Oh yes, and had Ka'ahumanu as premier. Queen Ka'ahumanu, or is she queen? Queen Ka'ahumanu wanted to break the Kapu against men and women eating together, and thus tried to convince Liholiho to violate the Kapu and eat with her. After some hesitancy, Liholiho sat and ate with the women. He only dared to break the Kapu because his courage was fueled with liquor. Quote, if no liquor had arrived here in Hawaii, the Kapu would not have been broken. End quote. End quote. The import of the foreigners' culture had begun the deterioration of the Hawaiian community. The people of Hawaii constantly saw the violation of the sacred kapus. When no harm came to the outsiders, it appeared that they were immune to the power of the gods. Maybe the Hawaiians began to think that the gods had no power at all. The actions of the foreigners, their disregard of the kapus, and their efforts to convince the Hawaiians that their system was wrong were the most effective ways that undermined the beliefs of the natives. These strange new ideas and practices broke the force of the kapus. It weakened the relationship between the common people and the ali'i. The ali'i were the ones that discovered Hawaii in the Polynesian Triangle. They were and other places too, but they were the adventurer class, adventurous. And then came the Kaumoali'i, I think it was the noble class, and then Maka'ainana, people of the land. I think Maka'ainana, I think there was only three, and then Maka'ainana became Kama'aina, as we say today, born and raised in Hawaii. Kama'aina. Okay. Without the kapu system, life became rudderless, and drinking offered a way out. Most of the sailors that came to Hawaii had also escaped the restraints of their own society of which they belonged to. They took advantage of this opportunity to do as they wanted, so they knew that if the missionaries got a toehold, life in Hawaii would be like any other New England village. None of the foreigners or missionaries who came in the early period had any adequate understanding or appreciation for the native culture. They never considered any part of it, worth preserving. As soon as the Hawaiians abolished their kapu system, their culture was doomed. Quote, culture is a web, and to tear one part of it damages the whole. The whole. The whole. The WHOLE, you know. Okay, the Kapu system, with its faults, had directed and unified everyone's lives. It was the law courts, the schools, the churches, the theater, you know. Hula. I'm sorry, I've never taken hula. Okay, theater and police all rolled into one. Rolled. Oops, sorry, that means to go. All rolled into one. Order sense of security and organization all came from the Kapu system. The end. Thank you.